Hello students, welcome to my channel Learning History Made Easy. In today's video, we will be seeing about the expansion and development of Buddhism. Before going into the video, if anyone is seeing the channel for the first time or if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and also share it with your friends. Please click the bell button to receive notifications whenever I upload new videos. So without wasting time, let us get into today's video. So today's video, as I have told, is about the expansion and development of Buddhism. Expansion of Buddhism. So here we will see what were the causes why Buddhism spread rapidly, and also we will see the causes for its decline. So the personality of Buddha, that was the first reason for the expansion of Buddhism, was Buddha's personality. His personality, his simplicity attracted people towards the religion. And also the method adopted by him to preach his religion helped the spread of Buddhism. Buddha's personality and the method adopted by him helped the spread of Buddhism. He sought to fight evil by goodness. What was the method? He sought to fight evil by goodness. That was his method. And hatred by love. And he refused to be provoked by slander and abuse. He was never provoked by abuse. And he tried to fight evil by goodness and hatred by love. And he was never provoked by abuse. He maintained his poise and calm. Buddha was always calm. His calmness he always maintained even under difficult circumstances. And he tackled his opponents with wit and presence of mind. He was calm and he always had presence of mind. He was never provoked. All these characteristics of Buddha's personality and the methods he adopted helped the spread of Buddhism. Another cause was the use of Pali. Pali, it was a form of Prakrit. The use of Pali, which began around 500 BC, that also contributed to the spread of Buddhism. Why? Because Pali facilitated the spread of Buddhist doctrine among common people. Pali was the language of the common people. So, Pali facilitated the spread of doctrine of Buddhism. With the development of the teachings in Pali language, the use of Pali, the doctrines of Buddhism, it started to spread among common people. That also became another reason for the spread of Buddhism, the use of Pali. Now Gautama Buddha, he also organized Sangha. Another important contributor for the spread was the Buddhist Sangha. Sangha was the religious order of Buddhism. Sangha or the religious order, the doors of the Sangha were open to all. The Sangha was open to all, irrespective of caste, creed and sex. Men, women from any caste, all can join the Sangha. So the Buddhist Sangha was organized and it was a religious order and its doors were open to all irrespective of caste, creed and sex. Now again, one more reason if we see were the patronage by some kings. The emergence of Ashoka the Great was an important turning point in the history of Buddhism. Ashoka, Emperor Ashoka, he embraced Buddhism. And made the Buddha Dhamma the basis of all his actions. He made Buddha Dhamma the basis of all his actions. Okay, so the emergence of Ashoka the Great was an important turning point in the history of Buddhism. He embraced Buddhism and made Buddha Dhamma the basis of all actions in spiritual as well as temporal fields. Now, he was the person behind the organization of the Third Buddhist Council. We have already studied this point. The Third Buddhist Council was held by Ashoka, and after that missionaries were sent. Okay, he sent missionaries. Missionaries were sent, and missionaries were sent not only to South India. He sent missionaries to South India, but he even sent missionaries to Sri Lanka, Burma, and other countries to propagate Buddhism. These missionaries, what did they do? They propagated Buddhism. So Buddhism was spread not only to South India, but Sri Lanka, Burma, and other countries where Ashoka sent his missionaries to propagate Buddhism. So that also increased the spread of Buddhism in different parts of the world. Now the popularity of Buddhism further increased when Greeks and Kushanas, what did they do? They established their hold over northwest India. When Greeks and Kushanas established their hold over northwest India, that is 2nd and 1st century BC respectively, the Greeks and Kushanas established their hold over northwest India. They embraced Buddhism and did their utmost to popularize it. Okay, Buddhism was embraced and they also made it popular. So they also did their best to popularize Buddhism. Okay, so Greeks and Kushanas who established their hold over northwest India in 2nd and 1st century BC respectively embraced Buddhism and did their utmost to popularize it. Of them, then, if we take the main people who were there in the spread of Buddhism, among the Greek king Menander was an important personality who did for the spread of Buddhism. And also, if you take among the Kushanas, the Kushana ruler Kanishka. Okay, Kanishka, sorry, the Greek king Menander and the Kushana ruler Kanishka are the most prominent among them. Now again, Harsha was the last illustrious Buddhist ruler. Okay, Harsha was the last, if you see, the last illustrious Buddhist ruler, and after his death, Buddhism declined rapidly. After the death of Harsha, slowly Buddhism declined. Buddhism declined rapidly after the death of Harsha. So Greek king Menander was there. After that, Kushana king Kanishka. Then Harsha was the last illustrious Buddhist ruler, and after his death, Buddhism gradually it declined. So those were the main causes for the spread of Buddhism. Now, if we see the period of about 200 to 700 AD, there was a number of Buddhist saint scholars. Okay, there was a number of Buddhist saint scholars. During this period, there was a number of Buddhist saint scholars. They made immense contribution to Buddhist philosophy and religion. So, if we see Ashvaghosha, who was a contemporary of Kanishka, he wrote Buddhacharita. Okay, Buddhacharita was written by Ashvaghosha. This was a poetic biography of Buddha. Poetic biography of Buddha. Okay, so there was a number of Buddhist saint scholars. Among them, Ashvaghosha wrote Buddhacharita, which was a poetic biography of Buddha. Again, if we see one more personality, Nagarjuna, who was a friend and contemporary of Satavahana king Yagnashri Gautamiputra. He was a contemporary, that is, he lived during the same period of Satavahana king. King's name was Yagnashri Gautamiputra. This Nagarjuna, he propounded the Madhyamika school of Buddhist philosophy. He was behind the Madhyamika school of Buddhist philosophy. So Nagarjuna, who was a contemporary of the Satavahana king Yagnashri Gautamiputra, was the propounder of the Madhyamika school of Buddhist philosophy. This Madhyamika school of Buddhist philosophy was popularly known as Sunyavada. Okay, so he was a propounder of Sunyavada or the Madhyamika school of Buddhist philosophy. So these people were the Buddhist saint scholars who contributed to the development of Buddhism. Another personality, Vasubandhu, he wrote Abhidhammakosa, which is an important encyclopedia of Buddhism. Abhidhammakosa is an important encyclopedia of Buddhism. Okay, and it was written by Vasubandhu. Another personality, Buddhagosha, he wrote Visuddhimanga. Visuddhimanga, which is considered as the key to the Tripitakas. Tripitakas we have already learned, Vinaya Pitaka, Sutta Pitaka and Abhidhamma Pitaka. So Visuddhimanga was written by Buddhagosha. And one more personality, Dharmakirti. Dharmakirti was another great Buddhist logician. He was a Buddhist logician. So all these personalities can be said as Buddhist saint scholars who contributed to the development of Buddhism. So just let us go through the points which we have studied till now. Expansion and development of Buddhism. The personality of Buddha and the method adopted by him to preach his religion helped the spread of Buddhism. He sought to fight evil by goodness and hatred by love, and refused to be provoked by slander and abuse. He maintained his poise and calm under difficult circumstances and tackled his opponents with wit and presence of mind. The use of Pali, a form of Prakrit, which began around 500 BC, contributed to the spread of Buddhism. It facilitated the spread of Buddhist doctrine among the common people. Gautama Buddha also organized the sanga or religious order whose doors were open to all irrespective of caste, creed and sex. The emergence of Ashoka the Great was an important turning point in the history of Buddhism. He embraced Buddhism and made the Buddha Dhamma the basis of all his actions in spiritual as well as temporal fields. The third Buddhist council was held by Ashoka and missionaries were sent not only to South India but also to Sri Lanka, Burma and other countries to propagate Buddhism there. Its popularity further increased when the Greeks and Kushanas, who established their hold over northwest India in the 2nd century BC and 1st century BC respectively, embraced Buddhism and did their utmost to popularize it. Of them, the names of the Greek king Menander and the Kushana ruler Kanishka are the most prominent. Harsha was the last illustrious Buddhist ruler, and after his death Buddhism declined rapidly. The period 200 to 700 AD saw the emergence of a number of Buddhist saint scholars who made immense contribution to the Buddhist philosophy and religion. Ashvaghosha, who was a contemporary of Kanishka, wrote Buddhacharitra, a poetic biography of Buddha. Nagarjuna, who was a friend and contemporary of the Satavahana king Yagnashri Gautamiputra, propounded the Madhyamika school of Buddhist philosophy, popularly known as Sunyavada. Vasubandhu wrote Abhidhammakosa, an important encyclopedia of Buddhism, and Buddhagosha wrote Visuddhimarga, which is considered as a key to Tripitakas. Dharmakirti was another great Buddhist logician. So now we have studied the factors for the spread of Buddhism and rise of Buddhism. Now we will just go through all the factors for the rise of Buddhism. In simple points, we will go through the factors for the rise of Buddhism. Already we have studied those points. Since early Buddhism was not enmeshed in the claptrap of philosophical discussions, it appealed to the common people. First thing was Buddhism appealed to the common people. Why it appealed to the common people? It appealed to the common people because Buddhism was not enmeshed in the claptrap of philosophical discussions. In philosophical discussions claptrap. That is, it was very simple teachings. The teachings of Buddha was very simple. It was easy for the common people to understand, and that is why it appealed much to the common people. That was the first factor for the rise and spread of Buddhism. It particularly won the support of lower orders. So Buddhism had the support of lower orders, or we can say lower class, as it attacked the Varna system, because Buddhism attacked the Varna system, and the people of the lower order were the people who suffered because of Varna system. So when a religion came which attacked Varna system, they supported the religion. That was another cause. Next was women were admitted to the Sangha. As we have already told, the doors of Sangha was open to all, irrespective of caste, creed and sex. Women were admitted to the Sangha. And in comparison with Brahmanism, Buddhism was liberal and democratic. If we compare with Brahmanism, Buddhism was liberal and democratic. Okay, it was liberal and democratic. So that naturally attracted common people towards the religion. The religion was liberal and democratic. Buddhism made special appeal to the people of the non-Vedic areas where it found a virgin soul for conversion. So a special appeal, okay, a special appeal or a special request was made by Buddhism to the people of non-Vedic areas, a special appeal was made by Buddhism where it found a virgin soul for conversion. It was easy for conversion, soul for conversion. If you see the non-Vedic areas, it was an easy area for Buddhism for conversion. So it was a virgin soul for conversion, and Buddhism made a special appeal to the people of non-Vedic areas. So that those people, the people, not Brahmanical people, the other people of non-Vedic areas were naturally attracted towards Buddhism, and that is why it was very easy for the religion to spread among those people. The personality of Buddha, as we have already discussed, the personality of Buddha and the methods adopted by him, his simple methods, his personality adopted by him to preach his religion helped the spread of Buddhism. And also, like we discussed, the royal patronage, the patronage given by the kings like Ashoka, Kanishka, Harsha, all these kings' royal patronage also helped in the spread of Buddhism. And another reason was the use of Pali. The use of Pali, the language of people, contributed to the spread of Buddhism. The work done by Buddhist Sangha, was responsible for the spread of Buddhism, and also the monasteries or viharas. Okay, monasteries or the Buddhist viharas also worked towards the spread of Buddhism. And these monasteries and viharas became great centers of education. Okay, the monasteries and viharas became great centers of education. So all these are the points which I have discussed earlier, but just in a simple way I have explained all these. So all these were the main causes for the rise and spread of Buddhism. Now we will see the causes for the decline of Buddhism. Causes for decline. So considering the causes for decline, the Buddhist Sangha became the hotbed of intrigues and corruption. After some time, what happened was the Buddhist Sangha became the hotbed or the center of intrigues and corruption. So much corruption started to happen in the Buddhist Sangha, and slowly that became the reason for the decline. Now there was again internal dissensions or internal conflicts which happened. This also led to the ruin of Buddhism. Internal fights happen means that naturally will lead to the end or decline of the religion. So internal dissensions also led to the ruin of Buddhism. Now again, practicing of idol worship. Okay, practicing of idol worship, then receiving offerings, receiving huge donations, all these led to the deterioration of moral standards. So with this, moral standards went down, because Buddhism was a very simple religion. It was free from all these things. But now what happened? Idol worship, receiving of offerings, huge donations, uh, uh, all these led to the deterioration in moral standards of the bhikshus. Bhikshus are Buddhist sannyasis. Again, one more thing was revival of Brahmanical Hinduism. Brahmanical Hinduism. So what was the problem why people got converted into Buddhism? Because of the problems in Brahmanical religion. Now what happened? Brahmanical religion revived itself. So the revival of Brahmanical religion also gave a setback to the cause of Buddhism. When the Brahmanical Hinduism started to revive, it started to take off all the bad practices from their religion. The conversion became less. So the revival of Brahmanical Hinduism also gave a setback to the cause of Buddhism. Again, one more cause was attack by the Hunas. Okay, attack by the Hunas. This happened around 5th and 6th century AD. Attack by the Hunas, and also Turkish invasion. Okay, Turkish invasion. All these led to the decline of Buddhism. Attack by the Hunas in 5th and 6th century AD, and Turkish invaders in the 12th century AD. Turkish came by 12th century AD. All these led to the decline of the religion of Buddhism. So many causes were there which led to the gradual decline of Buddhism, but it continued. But even then, what we have to see is it continued to flourish. Buddhism. Okay, Buddhism continued to flourish in countries beyond India. In countries beyond India. Even though it declined in many parts of India, it continued to flourish in countries beyond India for centuries, and even today it has a large number of followers all over the world. So that was about the decline of Buddhism. Now just let us go through the points which we have studied till now. Factors for the rise of Buddhism. Since early Buddhism was not enmeshed in the claptrap of philosophical discussions, it appealed to the common people. It particularly won the support of the lower orders as it attacked the Varna system. Women were also admitted in the Sangha. In comparison with Brahmanism, Buddhism was liberal and democratic. Buddhism made a special appeal to the people of the non-Vedic areas where it found a virgin soul for conversion. The personality of Buddha and the method adopted by him to preach his religion helped the spread of Buddhism. Royal patronage under Ashoka, Kanishka and Harsha also helped the cause. The use of Pali, the language of the people, also contributed. The Buddhist Sangha was also responsible for the spread of Buddhism. Buddhist monasteries or viharas became great centers of education. Causes for the decline of Buddhism. The Buddhist Sangha became the hotbed of intrigues and corruption. Internal dissensions proved to be the ruin of Buddhism. Practicing of idol worship and receiving offering and huge donations led to the deterioration in moral standards of the bhikshus. The revival of Brahmanical Hinduism also gave a setback to the cause of Buddhism. Attack by the Hunas in the 5th and 6th century AD and Turkish invaders in the 12th century AD. Many causes were responsible for the gradual decline and fall of Buddhism, but it continued to flourish in countries beyond India for centuries, and even today it has a large number of followers all over the world. Now let us move on to the last topic of today's video, that is contribution of Buddhism. Contribution of Buddhism. Okay. With its emphasis on non-violence and its sanctity of animal life, Buddhism boosted the cattle wealth of the country. See, Buddhism was always for non-violence, and with this, what happened was it boosted the cattle wealth of the country, boosted the cattle wealth of the country. Buddhism boosted the cattle wealth of the country. It created and developed new awareness in the field of art and culture. There was a new awareness in the field of art and culture. Buddhism created this new awareness. The place of superstition was taken by logic. Instead of superstition, people started to think logically, and it promoted rationalism among the people. Rationalism developed among the people. Instead of superstition, they started to think logically, and it promoted rationalism among the people. Non-violence boosted the cattle wealth, and there was new awareness in the field of art and culture. Promotion of Pali and many local languages also happened. Pali and other local languages were promoted. Local languages, if you see, like Kannada, Gujarati, etc. Kannada, Gujarati, etc. These kind of local languages were promoted. The Buddhist monasteries developed as a great center of education. We have already discussed the point. The monasteries developed as a great center of education. The Buddhist monasteries, they developed as great centers of learning and began to be called residential universities. For example, if you see the Nalanda University, the Taxila University, etc., became like residential universities. They became great centers of education. That also was a contribution of Buddhism. The Buddhist architecture, if we see the contribution in art and architecture, the Buddhist architecture was particularly associated with stupa, the Buddhist stupa, which was a domical structure. Domical structure in the shape of a dome of brick or stone masonry. This was made of brick or stone masonry. Okay, masonry. So the architecture was in the form of stupa, which was a domical structure of brick and stone masonry. Now the Buddhist shrines, it was called as Chaitya. Okay, the Buddhist shrines were called as Chaitya. In its typical form, it was a long rectangular hall. It was a long rectangular hall. The Buddhist shrine or Chaitya was a long rectangular hall, apsidal at the rear end. It was apsidal at the rear end and divided into three sections. This Buddhist Chaitya was divided into three sections by two rows. Okay, two rows were there, and like that it was divided into three sections by two rows of pillars along the length of the hall meeting at the back end. So a Buddhist shrine called as Chaitya was a long rectangular hall, apsidal at the rear end, divided into three sections by two rows of pillars along the length of the hall meeting at the back end. Then the stupa, if you see the main architectural contribution, the stupa, it was a conventional representation of the funeral tumulus. Okay, it was a representation, conventional representation of the funeral tumulus, and it is evolved out of earthen funerary. Okay, evolved out of the earthen funerary, and in which the relics of Buddha or a prominent Buddhist monk was preserved. Inside the stupa, there will be either the relic of Buddha, or the relic of a prominent Buddhist monk. Okay, this will be preserved inside the stupa. That was the importance of stupa. So the stupa was a conventional representation of a funeral tumulus and evolved out of earthen funerary mound in which the relics of Buddha or some other prominent Buddhist monk will be preserved. So all these were the contribution in the field of architecture. So Buddhism had given a lot of contributions in different fields. We have just seen a few of them. So now let us go through the points which we have studied till now. Contribution of Buddhism. With its emphasis on non-violence and the sanctity of animal life, Buddhism boosted the cattle wealth of the country. It created and developed a new awareness in the field of art and culture. The place of superstition was taken by logic, and it promoted rationalism among the people. Promotion of Pali and many local languages such as Kannada, Gujarati, etc. The Buddhist monasteries developed as great centers of learning and began to be called residential universities like those of Nalanda, Taxila, etc. The Buddhist architecture was particularly associated with the stupa, a domical structure of a brick or stone masonry. Shrines were known as Chaitya. In its typical form, it was a long rectangular hall, apsidal at the rear end, and divided into 3 sections by 2 rows of pillars along the length of the hall meeting at the back end. The stupa was a conventional representation of a funeral tumulus evolved out of earthen funerary mound in which the relics of Buddha or some prominent Buddhist monk was preserved. So all these were the contributions of Buddhism. So I hope you have understood the points regarding the rise and spread of Buddhism and the contribution of Buddhism. So if you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section, and also don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Your likes and shares will be of a great encouragement for me to make more and more videos. So I hope to see you all soon in the coming video. Thank you for watching.